Welcome to ThinkTech on OC16, Hawaii's weekly newscast on things that matter to tech and to Hawaii. I'm Duke Oishi.
And I'm Donna Blanchard.
In our show this time, we'll take a look at the new Kailua through the eyes of Cynthia Manley of the Kailua Chamber of Commerce.
We'll look at what's going on there, the progress and the challenges, and meet some of the shopkeepers along Kailua Road.
Yes, Kailua is active these days. Lots of new businesses and lots of Japanese tourists. It's no longer the sleepy bedroom community of yesteryear. Hey, it's got A&B as a new owner and even has a Chamber of Commerce. You want action? Kailua certainly has action. Something is happening in Kailua these days.
That's not to say everything is roses. As in every community, there are issues. Protests against development, vacation rentals, Japanese tourists, denial of beach access. You want contention? Kailua has that too. But for this examination, first, we'll take a look at the good things.
So on a given Saturday afternoon, we drove out to Kailua Road to meet with Cynthia Manley, Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce of Kailua. She explained what the Chamber is doing and, of course, what Kailua is doing.
I'm the president of the Kailua Chamber of Commerce. I enjoy coming in and helping organize things, bringing on board members, working with current board members, and bringing an element of, I guess, a bigger vision. We have over 182 members in the Chamber of Commerce right now. And we have Castle Hospital, Windward Community College, Leisure Academy, Macy's, Pacific Business News, Star Advertiser. We have the larger businesses, D.R. Horton, A&B Kailua, A&B Property Management Kailua, and down to smaller businesses as well. Kailua in 40s was about 3,000 people. And over the years, through the 40s to 1960s, it grew to about 25,000. Since then, 100% growth. And if you look at that, it's just enormous growth very quickly. And we're at a place where they found us. They know we're here. We're figuring out the traffic. We do have traffic issues here. There's no doubt about it. I sat for an hour today in traffic. That was not fun. But then I remembered, I know better. I have to remember the times that it's best to come into Kailua. And it's an adjustment. And I also said to myself, maybe I should get my bicycle out and ride over to the post office instead of drive in town. So better for the environment, better for me. You know, we need to retain Kailua as it was, keep that history to Kailua, and respect the people who helped build this town in the beginning. At the same time, we need to understand that it is growing. And again, how do we manage that growth? We don't want to open the floodgates and suddenly it's a tourist destination. There's two sides to everything always, and the one thing that I tell everybody that I love about Kailua is that we have such a passionate group of people on both sides of the situation, both sides of the issue. And without those people on both sides, we wouldn't get anywhere. And so I respect people the residents who say, whoa, slow down. I get that, I totally respect that. I also understand that at Leisure Academy, we have students who are working in many of these businesses here, whose families live in Kailua, they support Kailua, and their kids may not have those summer jobs or after-school jobs if they weren't here. It's not a keep people out of Kailua, that's not the solution, and it's also not letting everybody in. I think it is happening. They are coming into Kailua. It's been advertised. We're one of the top beaches in the world, advertised at that, and we have the small town feel with all the amenities of a beach town and the ability to shop, eat, play in Kailua. A&B has very nice offices over just a couple streets over, and we can take a tour and walk over that area. They've done a great job with that building. And Kapa'a Industrial has another industrial center out on Kapa'a Quarry Road near Leisure Academy. And that is quite industrial back in that area. I think it's keeping the flavor of Kailua without having that office space prevalent. I think it's growing. It's, I think a couple years ago there weren't many listings out there. And You know, our realtors, I think we're hoping for a change in that. And we're starting to see it, more development, more growth. But again, it has to be managed carefully. D.R. Horton put in beautiful condominiums. And we're actually going to have a mixer coming up over there to showcase some of those condominiums right across from Kailua Beach Park. And that's replaced some of the apartment buildings that were not as positive for the community. Well, I think the issues with the access is when you have a private lane that's not a city, you know, they're not picking up the disposable, recyclable cans on there. It's absolutely private lane. And people are parking there, whether they're from the area, from the other side of the island, or tourists. And, you know, they're loud in the middle of the night and leaving their garbage around, beer bottles all over. I think that becomes a problem. And I don't think that is fair for the people who live there. Public access beaches, there are plenty of them, the right-of-ways, and people can park in the area and walk. We have the neighborhood board in Kailua, and they are very instrumental in you know, ensuring that our community is keeps the feel and look of old Kailua as much as possible. And, you know, we, as the Chamber of Commerce, we're not looking for it to radically change. We just want to support the businesses, the people who live and work and support the other businesses in the area. Over the next 5 years, we will see a growth, but a careful growth. I think that with Target, we learned a lot. The community learned a lot. This particular Target came in, they did an excellent job of respecting the community. They held a blessing, a private blessing, and they explained to all of us how they built the Target. The parking lot is on a slope so that the water drains. They used a lot of recyclable material, and they employed, I was very happy when they had their soft opening, very pleased to walk in and see numerous people that I knew working there. And these are people who now don't have to drive over the hill for a job. So, you know, and yes, I now can shop at Target. I think there's a tech side of Kailua that people don't see, and along with that tech savviness is the virtual offices. And we have a member of our board, Greg Kim, who's an attorney, and he works out of a virtual office. What a great idea. What better way to live in Kailua than to have a virtual office, take up not a lot of space, and you get to enjoy the area around you. So I think that we are tech savvy here. We are definitely an entrepreneur little town, and people are getting creative, and they're looking at ways that they can. We have a company, Windward Cars, all online. You order what you want online, buy your car and go test. They'll have it ready to test drive for you, but you pick it out online. What a great concept. And they joined the chamber when they first opened, so which was a smart move. So this is our motto at the Kailua Chamber of Commerce, is eat Kailua, stay Kailua, shop Kailua, and play Kailua. So we have some of our members choose to do this. This is a great story, a cup of tea. So the owners had joined the chamber a few years ago, and they said before they joined the chamber, they were experiencing some issues with marketing and how to reach people. They joined the chamber, and they're very pleased with how their business is growing. And they offer a very interesting, it's all a Victorian room and beautifully decorated, and Darlene does a fabulous job, especially around seasonal, but she's open year-round. Fun place, especially for families and moms and daughters to go for tea. I think one of the only Victorian tea rooms, at least on the Windward side. And then Stay Kailua, these are our legal beach vacation rentals. And up toward Windward side, Paradise Bay Resort. And they offer a beautiful, not a hotel, but a resort-like feel with all the amenities. And if you go to the other side, we have Relax Kailua. We have our chiropractic, sports massage, Be Fit Kailua. One of our newest members is the Kailua Pilates. Move Kailua, so these are our realtors and mortgage brokers. And there's windwardcars.com, RNS Automotive, and they are in the Kapa'a Industrial Center, Leisure Down Academy, and we even have web designers there. Live Kailua. We have all of our healthcare members here and banking as well. And then we appeal to our military members, and we have information about Marine Corps Base Hawaii. Kailua Music School, Knights Karate, over in Waimanalo, Mulkern Nursery, Nook and Cranny, Professional Cleaning Services, Aquaponics, Computer Services, Computer Construction Services, and of course, one of our larger members, Amaron, Hawaii. And you can always come to the Information Center for a Kailua Chamber of Commerce t-shirt. Show your pride for Kailua.
Then she took us for a walk in the retail area along Kailua Road. We stopped in several shops to get the flavor of the retail there and to talk with the owners and clerks. We met some interesting people and learned a lot.
We have lots of little shops here in Kailua, fun things to do, and a lot of unique under a hula moon, baby showers, Hawaii. As you can see, the sign, Made in Kailua. Sand People, this is a fun store. They have all kinds of unique and different items. Fun things that are really something you'd only find in Kailua. And Lanikai Bath and Body. We have to take a little detour in here to one of my favorite shops. Come on in to Lanikai Bath and Body. Can you tell us what you have in your shop?
Okay, well, we have everything that is natural. We make everything ourselves. All of our ingredients are from Hawaii. We have everything from lotions, bath salts, body washes. We have things for babies, things for men, and things for dogs too.
And for dogs?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we actually have an all-natural dog shampoo right in the back.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. So, do you have residents come in and shop at Lanikai
Oh,
Bath and
definitely.
Body?
Yeah.
And tourists?
Yes, both of those. Yeah, we offer a Kamaina discount for our Kamaina members. We offer a military discount every day. And we have a lot of promos for our visitors as well.
Now we're going to head down the street a little bit, or down the little lane to Windward Jewelers. Here's Doug.
How are you?
Very good. Nice to see you.
What's going on today?
Well, we are going around and visiting our Kailua Chamber of Commerce members. So tell us about Windward Jewelers. You just recently took that over from the Allestoffer family, and how is business going in Kailua?
It's going great. I've had it now since last summer, and this is a perfect busy little area. I love the Kailua Shopping Center. So we get a lot of natural footsteps here past in our front, past our storefront, and so our front window is essential for people to see what's new, and we utilize that a lot. Since taking over the store, I've approximately tripled the inventory of all the merchandise in the store. So I try to keep all the new stuff up front so people going past can see, and I think that has had a positive effect as well.
So who are your customers?
Almost entirely local,
Oh, that's
which
nice.
is everyone seems surprised to hear.
Terrific.
Yeah, so service really continues to be the majority of our business, and so that's what I'm working on right now. Is we're trying to figure out what we need to do to kind of refurbish a ring, and that's what keeps us most busy, and that's almost entirely local business.
And we're going to go down to Bookends. Bookends is a small bookstore that carries niche items, and if you want to find out anything about Kailua and see books on Kailua, you can visit Bookends. They have it all here. We're talking with Pat, who owns Bookends. So can you tell us a little bit about your shop and how long you've been here in Kailua and the changes you've seen?
Oh, we've seen a ton of changes. We've been here for 17 years now. It seems like just yesterday, you know, it's really funny. We are just a general purpose bookstore. We have new books, we have used books too, which I guess is a little bit unusual, but I like to be able to offer, we can offer more of a variety if we have the used stuff. You know, it's expensive to maintain any kind of inventory. People don't realize, I guess, sometimes, but it's a lot you know, we have a much better selection when we have the used books, and it's really a good bargain too for people too. It's fun to come in and see some of the old stuff that you haven't seen for years and years and years. And
What are some examples of some of the books that people wouldn't find elsewhere? Maybe, because you also have local authors here.
I'm extremely local authors, like Kailua authors. We've got things like that Kailua Cooks that the Castle Medical Center put out, which they're not selling anyplace.
Okay, let's go across the street to Perego. So over to your left, you'll see the D.R. Horton. They're very high ceilings. It's like being, I visited them the other day, and it's like being inside of a home. They're just well done.
How expensive?
I think they're between 500 and 700. They come in single bedroom, or one bedroom, and up to 3 bedroom. And right across the park,
Right
and
across
close
the
to
park and the
everything.
shopping center.
You can just walk to everything. So Perego is located next to the Kailua post office. We're at Perego Bikes and talking with
Brock?
Brock.
Yeah.
And Brock is going to tell us what they offer here and what exactly is a Perego bike.
Well, the Perego bikes are electric bikes. They're easiest way to get from point A to point B with the most amount of comfort and style, of course, because the bikes have a great amount of style. They're really comfortable bikes. Again, as I mentioned, they are electric bikes. You can pedal them. You can also just pull the throttle right here on the side. And a bike like this one, we have bikes that can go on the soft sand of the beach. So you can cruise on the beach, of course, as long as you're being...
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, as long as you're being respectful to everyone, then
Right,
it's
right.
fun. It's always a fun thing. The bikes, we have tons of bikes here. All of them are ranging from off-road bike like this to a road bike that can get you from here to town. Our bikes can get up to about 30 miles on a charge, some of them up to 50. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, how do you charge them up then?
You can charge them by just pulling the battery off the back, and we have charge ports with all of our batteries as well that you just plug right into the wall. Very simple, very easy.
So do you think one day, like Whole Foods and Target and Safeway will have little charging stations for Perego bikes?
As long as they have an outlet, they can. Anyone can bring their bikes
So
anywhere.
like your cell phone, you can actually take your
Yeah.
battery
So,
with you and plug it in somewhere.
yeah, you can just take the key, put it in the battery, undo the lock, pull it inside with you if you're eating at Whole Foods, and just plug it into an outlet next
Oh,
to you.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, do you rent them out here?
Yeah, we rent them all every day. We actually had quite a few rentals today. We had the tandem go out twice. We have a tandem bike as well. Didn't mention that, but we do have rentals every day. We're open 10 to 6 every single day, and we
And
sell
they're
the
for
bikes
sale
as well. Yeah,
as
also
well.
for sale.
So they can rent and then or buy.
Yeah, we have new bikes for sale, and we also have our rentals for sales. We have Japanese speakers that usually work on the weekdays here. We have one that works on weekends as well. And usually in the morning is when we have most of our tourists come from Japan. They get shuttled in by all the buses into here in Kailua. And we have them out back, and when we have the rentals ready, we have the Japanese speakers come talk to them and teach them the rules of the roads and safeties of the bikes themselves.
And how is that received? They receive that pretty well?
Yeah, very well.
They want to respect the area.
Yeah, the Japanese culture is very respectful. They do very well here when they come here, at least when I deal with them. I haven't had any issues with any of them, no crashes, nothing wrong.
Oh, that's good. Good
So
to know.
yeah, we've had a clean record so far for about
What
2
is
years
your
now.
ratio, customer base?
Our ratio from tourists to residents is probably 2 to 1.
On the other side, down a little bit further, is Z's Pizza, Pete's Coffee. AB Kailua has their offices over on that side. We go from Kailua side over across a few streets more and have a cup of tea, Cinnamon's restaurant. It helps bring up the quality of the business in the eye of the consumer. And if a business is a member of a chamber board or participates, volunteers within the chamber, the increase in repeat business is by 12%.
It can't be all halcyon. There's got to be challenges in this neighborhood for these merchants. I mean, one of them we touched on is if the rents go up.
Right.
But there must be other things too. I mean, you have, for example, an increase in shoplifting, an increase in risk at night for security purposes. What are the challenges?
That type of thing, right. I understand that, and those issues are being addressed, and that's where communities become closer. And by ensuring that we keep Kailua in that small town atmosphere and that watching out for each other, neighborhood watches. We have an active neighborhood watch type organization, disaster preparedness group as well, of hardworking volunteers who make sure that the community is informed and educated on that. Our local police force, Kailua Police Department, Honolulu Police Department, are active in the community organizations. They also help us understand what's going on in the community and how we can best ensure resident and visitor safety. And all of that helps our businesses grow and helps them understand, just like when we talked to Windward Jewelers, as Doug said, you know, getting out there and networking, it's not always easy to do, but it's an important factor in introducing themselves to the community and who they are.
Kailua has changed over the last few years, not only because of the passage of time and the increase in population, not only because of the new development, but because Kailua is changing at the heart. It is evolving into greater intensity and density, a neighborhood closer to the other side of the poly. It is a neighborhood we need to follow going forward.
That's why ThinkTech is setting up a weekly live stream talk show called The Heart of Kailua, featuring Cynthia Manley as host and a pipeline of Kailua residents and businesses as guests, all to discover the new Kailua. More than a sleepy town bedroom community, but a vital sub-city all of its own. Tune in to ThinkTechHawaii.com Mondays at 1 to 2 p.m. and check it out. And now let's take a look at our ThinkTech calendar of events going forward.
ThinkTech broadcasts its talk shows live on the internet from noon to 5 p.m. on weekday afternoons, and then we broadcast our earlier shows all night long. If you missed a show or want to replay or share any show, they're all archived on demand on YouTube.
Visit ThinkTechHawaii.com for our live stream and YouTube links, or to join our email list and get these links and program advisories on our upcoming shows.
We'd also like to hear from you on Twitter. Tweet us during the programs or anytime with your questions and comments about our shows. Our Twitter handle is ThinkTechHI. You can see our Twitter feed live on our website at ThinkTechHawaii.com.
And we invite you to be a part of our live audience at our downtown studio in Pioneer Plaza. Contact Jay at ThinkTechHawaii.com. Raise your awareness in every way on ThinkTech.
On May 21st, ThinkTech will present its May Downtown Forum Luncheon Panel program on the subject of public spaces in Hawaii. How can we regain them? How important are public spaces in our urban development and civic experience? How can we preserve them and realize new openness in our society?
The speakers will be George Ada, City Department of Planning and Permitting, Fritz Johnson, architect, Ben Lee, former city manager, David Miller, Architects Hawaii, Glenn Mura, CDS International, Tanya Moy, Fung Associates, Ian Sanderson, Carl Smith Ball, Brittany Ta'amu Miyashiro, the box jelly, Carol Taylor, Taylor Leong and Chi, Scott Wilson, American Institute of Architects.
Smartphone Q&A technology will be provided by livesif.com. And don't miss our customary post-program rush. After the program, you'll have the opportunity to meet and talk with our speakers one-on-one.
The Downtown Forum is sponsored by Hawaii Business Magazine. Our promotional sponsors for the Public Spaces program are the American Institute of Architects, the Building Industry Association, the Chamber of Commerce of Hawaii, the Hawaii Convention Center, the Hawaii Energy Policy Forum, Grassroot Institute, and the Outdoor Circle.
The program is on Thursday, May 21st, 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. at downtown Lanikai YWCA. Join us for this important discussion. Get current on the often exciting and some ways threatening things that are going on in our city. Be a part of the conversation and sign up to attend on thinktechhawaii.com.
We'll be right back to wrap up this week's edition of ThinkTech, but first, we want to thank our underwriters.
Okay, Donna, that wraps up this week's edition of ThinkTech. Remember, you can watch ThinkTech on OC16 several times every week. Can't get enough of it, just like Jay Fidell does. For additional times, check out oc16.tv.
Definitely, Duke. For lots more ThinkTech videos and for underwriting and sponsorship opportunities on ThinkTech on OC16, visit thinktechhawaii.com. Be a guest or volunteer, a producer or intern, and help us reach Hawaii.
Thanks so much for joining us on ThinkTech and for supporting tech, energy, diversification, and globalism in Hawaii. You can watch this show throughout the week and tune in next Sunday evening for our next important weekly episode. I'm Duke Oishi. Aloha, everyone.
And I'm Donna Blanchard. See you center stage.